The scene begins with a serene, almost mesmerizing image, a deserted beach with crystal-clear waters stretching to the horizon, under a perfectly blue, cloudless sky where the sun reflects intensely on the water's surface. The waves gently break on the sand, creating a relaxing sound almost like a whisper of nature. Every detail is meticulously captured on camera, from the breeze that slowly sways the palm trees to the foam of the waves that disintegrates at the touch of the sand. It's as if the world stops in this place, allowing those present to surrender to the immensity of the ocean and absolute tranquility. It's the perfect setting for anyone wishing to escape reality and lose themselves. As the camera zooms in, something seems to shift in the air. A figure appears in the distance, standing out against the natural backdrop. She walks slowly across the sand, and her presence immediately draws attention, as if she were part of that magical landscape, yet at the same time completely unique. Irina Shayk, wearing an elegant swimsuit, appears before the viewer's eyes. Her slender, confident silhouette seems to almost defy the scenery around her. She is not just a physical presence, but something that exudes an aura of mystery and sophistication, as if she were more than just a celebrity. She's the very embodiment of what many seek: beauty, power, and freedom. The camera follows her with precision, capturing her every movement, every gesture that conveys unshakable confidence. The contrast between Irina and the surroundings creates a sense of disconnect, but in a fascinating way. While the beach appears welcoming and serene, Irina seems immune to this peace, as if searching for something beyond the tranquility of the place. The camera focuses on her eyes, which are not just taking in the scenery, but searching for something that cannot be easily seen. There is a touch of loneliness in her gaze, a disconnect from the world around her, as if she's on a journey to find something long lost. Her swimsuit, though simple, seems to reflect more on the woman behind the public image than on the clothing itself. Her every movement on the sand is a declaration of who she truly is. Someone who, even surrounded by beauty and wealth, carries within her an emptiness, an inner restlessness. Irina seems almost to float above the sand, her feet leaving a temporary mark on the earth before the waves erase it, as if her presence were ephemeral, a shadow that passes without a trace. Her walk is calm, yet full of meaning, as if each step is being taken towards something deeper, something not easily attainable by everyone. She's not there just to enjoy a day at the beach. She's there searching for something more. Maybe it's peace, maybe it's freedom, or maybe it's the chance to reconnect with nature, away from the pressures of stardom, away from the relentless eyes that constantly watch her. The scene conveys the sense that, in that moment, Irina is no longer a famous supermodel, but simply a woman searching for something essential for her soul. As the gentle wind touches her hair, and the sun begins to warm the sand even more, the narrative deepens. Every small detail in the scene, the way Irina observes the horizon, the silence between the waves, suggests an internal search that goes beyond the superficiality of fame and beauty. She's there to escape, to lose herself, to find herself. But what exactly is she searching for? What could be so important that she would leave everything behind and seek refuge on a secluded beach? The question lingers, and the viewer is left with a growing sense of curiosity, an irrepressible desire to discover what is going on in Irina Shayk's mind. What lies behind this moment of apparent tranquility and beauty? What or who is she truly searching for? The air of mystery and introspection that has enveloped Irina since her arrival at the beach begins to deepen. The camera follows her with a gentleness that contrasts with the growing tension of the first moment. Now, Irina lies on a lounge chair under the shade of a palm tree, but her gaze is still distant. The scenery around her remains untouched, as if the world has slowed down to allow her the space she needs to breathe, to lose herself. She picks up a book but quickly sets it aside, as if the printed words weren't enough to distract her restless mind. The simple act of holding the book symbolizes a search for something deeper, but her inability to focus on this external object reveals that she is searching for something within herself. As the waves continue their rhythmic dance against the sand, the camera zooms in on Irina, capturing every little detail. Her swimsuit, perfect in its simplicity, reflects the sunlight as she lies back, her body relaxed but her face tense. The sea breeze caresses her hair, and the softness of the moment is interrupted only by her thoughts, which seem far away. Irina is in a trance-like state, as if disconnected from the reality around her. She's not there to flaunt her beauty or to please anyone. She's there for a personal reason, a deep desire to reclaim something that was lost, something that lies beneath the surface. The silence is broken by Irina's soft sigh, a sound that, though discreet, carries an emotional charge. She closes her eyes, allowing herself to be enveloped by the warmth of the sun, the softness of the sand, and the freedom the beach offers. However, there is an underlying contrast. Her expression conveys not only peace, but a sense of internal conflict. As if deep down, she knows her search for serenity is not yet complete. She yearns for more, but what exactly that means is still unclear. The tension surrounding her is palpable. Her mind is filled with questions, insecurities, and unresolved memories. The entire scene seems to capture this moment of transition between apparent calm and inner turmoil, leaving the viewer intrigued and eager to understand what is going on in her mind. As time passes, Irina sits up and begins to observe the sea more closely. The camera focuses on her eyes, which now reflect the vastness of the ocean before her. The sea, with its strength and serenity, seems to be the only element that truly connects her with something deeper within herself. The waves crash, but they don't affect her. She watches silently, as if searching for answers in the waters, perhaps searching for something that can heal her or bring her back to who she was. Before fame, before the cameras, before the weight of the world, the sound of the sea becomes more intense, almost like a metaphor for the thoughts surging through her mind, thoughts that, until that moment, she had tried to suppress. It's at this moment that the camera makes a subtle and revealing movement. It captures a detail on Irina's face, a slight change in her expression. Perhaps a tear that escapes discreetly, or a bitter smile that appears momentarily. Something is being triggered within her, but what? The viewer, already immersed in the silent and contemplative atmosphere, is now led to question what lies behind this silent search for peace. Is Irina's apparent tranquility on the beach just a facade? What is she really trying to find or perhaps escape? And the music, which until then had been soft and tranquil, begins to take a slight turn. A lower, more tense note begins to appear in the background, creating a growing sense that something important is about to happen. Irina somehow senses it too. Her gaze drifts further away, and the scene gains a growing energy, making the viewer aware that what seemed like a simple day at the beach is about to transform into something much deeper and more revealing. The atmosphere around Irina seems to change. The gentle breeze intensifies, the waves that once seemed calm now take on a stronger, deeper rhythm, as if nature were reacting to something about to happen. Irina, who until then seemed calm, now rises from her lounge chair with sudden determination. Her movements are fluid, but carry a weight and intention. She looks out to see the horizon before her, and the feeling of searching that had been light until that moment transforms into a palpable longing. She walks to the water's edge, where the sand meets the ocean, and pauses for a moment, feeling the cool water touch her bare feet. The scene gains a profound emotional intensity as Irina approaches the water. The camera follows her more precisely now, capturing every movement, every gesture that seems to indicate a decision, a moment of imminent transformation. She looks out at the vast ocean, her hands outstretched to the sky, as if asking nature for something, perhaps an answer, perhaps forgiveness, or perhaps just the chance to renew herself. The waves crash against her legs, but she doesn't back down. The water, cold and unyielding, seems to symbolize all the challenges and pressures she has faced throughout her life, but also relief, healing. She remains there, immersed in the seas. Power, as if finally allowing the weight of expectations and fame to dissipate. Carried away by the ocean's currents, it's as if every drop of water that touches her skin is a metaphor for a rebirth, a reinvention of who she is. Irina is no longer the supermodel, the celebrity everyone knows. She is a woman in her purest form, searching for something that defines her beyond the images and labels society has imposed on her. The camera captures this moment with an almost poetic sensitivity, making the audience feel the magnitude of this silent transformation. Irina is no longer trying to be something for others. She's allowing herself to be who she truly is. She is finally allowing herself to be free as she fully submerges herself in the crystal clear waters. The camera zooms in, capturing her submerged, as if she were leaving behind the weight of the world. The sound of the sea is the only music, heard now like a symbiosis between woman and nature. The water envelops her body, the current seems to pull her into a space of introspection and deep reflection. In this moment, Irina is no longer seeking approval or validation from anyone. She is rediscovering herself, healing, perhaps forgiving herself. The sea, with its immensity, offers her a sense of belonging, a return to a state of purity and tranquility she thought she had lost as Irina emerges from the water. The camera follows her as she moves away from the waterline. Her wet body reflects. The sunlight and each drop of water glistening on her skin seems to symbolize this renewal she has experienced. The wind gently touches her hair and her expression, now serene, conveys a peace that was difficult to achieve before that moment. She looks to the horizon once more, but this time with renewed confidence, as if for the first time she has found the balance she'd been searching for. Her gaze, once distant, is now focused, determined, like someone who knows who she is and what she wants. The camera captures one last shot of Irina, in her swimsuit, walking back to the sand, her steps firm and resolute. The sound of the sea still resonates, but now it's softer, like a promise of lasting peace. The contrast between the woman who arrived at the beach, marked by the uncertainties and pressures of stardom, and the woman who leaves it with a stronger, more authentic presence is striking. She has found something more important than fame or beauty. She has found her self-doubt as the camera zooms out. The beach scene once again becomes tranquil, but now with a sense of completeness. Irina Shayk, the woman who seemed to have it all but was lost, now seems to have found her true essence. The sea, with its vastness and power, was the perfect setting for this transformation. And like the waves that crash onto the shore and retreat, Irina now knows she can start over whenever she needs to. She is finally the master of her own story.